Go. What it do, y'all? It is Female Hip Hop Now. I'm back with.
It's your boy Denero, one of my producer.
Alright, yes sir. Denero. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and ask, where are you from?
I'm from Waco, Texas, born and raised.
Born and raised in Waco, Texas?
Yes, sir.
How was it? How was it like being in Waco? How did that like influence you musically with your like producing and stuff like that?
Waco is hard. It's a grimy city. Waco, I mean, really it's the church, to be honest with you. I mean, just growing up in church. I mean, I don't know if that's part of it, but you know what I'm saying?
It makes sense.
But just being in church, playing on the drums, I mean, and then, you know, just the music growing up here.
Okay. So what do you mean by like church? Like Bible Belt?
Nah, I mean, just playing the drums in church.
Oh, okay.
She get kicked out the organ. She really messing up service, couldn't play drums right. But yeah, I mean, just being in church. You know what I'm saying?
So realizing that you couldn't like, I'm not gonna say couldn't play instruments, but like what good instruments that they kind of like motivate you to go harder?
Yeah, I mean, I just love the music, just the sound, just the sound of music. Yeah, just playing on the drums. So.
Okay.
Always intrigued my mind.
Okay. So is that kind of like playing the drums? So that's kind of like when you start falling in love with music.
No, I fell in love with music. I don't remember where I was at.
Go ahead and give it out.
I was in third grade.
Okay.
Third grade, Miss Freeman class, and I just used to beat on the desk all day.
Okay.
Just beat on the desk all day. I remember getting detention because I used to beat on the desk all day, and she gave me an hour of detention. Of beating on the desk.
Okay.
So I beat on the desk the whole hour. That was the start of it.
Dang. She gave you an hour of detention for beating on the desk.
And I beat on the desk for a whole hour in detention.
Man, I would have been mad. I wouldn't even got mad at you, to be honest. I wouldn't even got mad. So, like, with you, like, beating on the desk with all that, how did that lead into, like, getting into the studio and, like, okay, I'm going to play with some beats?
Well, one of my favorite producers at the time was Manny Fresh. Yeah, that's...
Okay, yeah.
I don't know, like, I just want to get into, like, equipment sounds and stuff back then, and just want to know, like what sound made this, what made that, and really just try to gain the knowledge of just equipment, studio equipment, and knowing what was and what made this sound and what made that sound. But back then, I mean, it was totally different from what I'm using now. But you know, you had to buy a real keyboard and spend some real money.
Okay. So how was how was it like, I don't know how to say this, but how was it for producers back when you were coming up? Because I know you came up like early 90s, early 2000s.
No, early 2000s.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out.
I'm from the 90s. Oh, no, it was totally different, like I say. Everybody didn't have a studio. Everybody couldn't have a laptop, because back then, you had to buy a keyboard, $1,500, $2,000. The actual keyboard. So none of this was even heard of yet. I mean, it was. But wasn't too many people. Shit, everybody ain't got $1,500 to go get a keyboard. I didn't even have it. Shit, I just had a partner who got it for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's totally different now. It's a whole different ball game.
Okay, it's dope. So with it, like, with it now, like, how did let me backtrack. Did your city or state influence you musically?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely. Some of my favorite producers are from Houston.
Okay.
I don't know if you would be familiar with, but like Platinum Soul, they done like a lot of Fat Pat.
Okay.
Like ESG.
Okay.
Sean Solo did like a lot of Lil Kiki.
Okay.
Like a lot of influences coming from Houston because that's where we was jamming.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then of course just the South period. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah, you know, this is the South Side thing. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that. So with Houston being like the influence of Texas being like the influence, do you think that like that sound is getting the respect it deserves?
No.
Okay.
Then it was.
Okay.
Now, if somebody can break that sound, we ain't gotta come down and swing on every song.
Okay.
But Texas, we not Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different culture, a whole different vibe. Man, this market down here is wide open. It is wide open, but everybody using our people lingos it's wide open.
Okay.
So that's why I'm trying to find an artist to work with that I can produce that good Texas sound, live instruments, and I mean production has changed.
Yeah.
To the fullest. I mean, now making beats is.
No, it ain't that easy.
No.
It's too easy?
It's too easy.
Okay.
Like making beats now, it's like you can make beats like when you first learn how to make beats. That's kind of how it is now. That's what they like.
So what's the difference between because I've heard this a lot. What's the difference between a producer and a beat maker?
I'm a producer.
Okay, yeah.
A beat maker can be a person who makes the beat.
Okay.
You can be a producer, don't even touch the keys, but you know how to make the song come together. You know how to place this and place that and place this. You know how to put an album together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the difference now. Yeah, people who make beats good at making beats, and people who are good at producing stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So they need to work together then rather than.
That's the best way. That's how the music comes out to me better. Versus just emailing an artist beats. You can tell the difference when you produce a beat versus
throwing it at them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. So speaking of that, what is your creative process when you make produce your albums or produce your beats?
Number one, get the vibe with the artist. Number two, like just knowing the direction that we want to go with the album. You know, you got different structures of the album. You know, the titles of the songs. Just you know what I'm saying. If you want this type of trap song, you want this song about reality in life. You know, just vibing in here with the artist.
Okay.
And come, you know what I'm saying, coming up with something good.
Okay. So the vibe is always important.
It's very important. Without the vibe, we can't create.
Yeah, you can't make music. Yeah. Okay. So, what are some of your inspirations when you come in here and you sit down, like, let me go ahead and produce this, or let me go ahead and make this? Like, it can be daily inspiration, musical inspiration. What is something that inspires you?
I most definitely it's the music. But sometimes, you know, you might have some on your mind and just thinking of different stuff. I mean, give me some inspiration. You watching other producers online. Just give me inspiration to make something. You know what I'm saying? I might like this producer, I like that producer. I want to just come back here and create something.
Okay. What is the best artist have you worked with? You ain't gotta answer it, but what's the artist you feel like you just always gonna work with and like always gonna? They gonna be so loud, but they can't get mad at you.
Nah, I speak my mind.
Yeah.
I don't have a best artist.
Okay.
But one of my favorites is Shay Glizzy.
Okay.
Shay is different. Shay is what you want in an artist. Like, you give Shay a beat,
she gonna run it.
She gonna run it.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna, and she got the drive. Like, even if I'm slipping a little bit, she's still trying to make something happen. So right now, Shay is what a person would want in an artist. Shay gonna grind, she gonna do, and that tape is coming real soon.
Yeah, come on, I heard it's coming.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come.
All right, that's good. All right, so what is the best track or beat you produced? I know you done made a lot. So it's probably kind of tough. Just give me your top 2 or 3. It can be 5. I don't care.
Best track or popular tracks?
Best track. I don't care about popularity. I like best.
I don't know, cause a lot of stuff I might not like personally, but it might. Yeah, I can't answer that. I don't know.
You can do popular then, cause I'm not really a popularity person. I just like music.
I mean, like you said, Hammer on the Block, I was talking behind the camera.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't even like that beat. Let me see.
What's the story behind that beat? Cause I want them to get
the story. Me and Biggy sitting right here. Biggy came up with the sample. Yeah, Biggy came up with the sample. And
what's the sample?
I think is it Gladys Knight?
It might be. I gotta do some research on that. We can come back to that. I'll put it in the description box. My research.
I think it's Gladys Knight, if I'm mistaken.
Okay.
But I didn't like the beat at all. Really how that song traveled, because when it got played on the radio, they played the wrong song. It was another song supposed to get played. They play him on the block. And from that point on, it took off.
Why do you think it took off?
Because it was Texas.
Yeah.
It didn't sound like everything was ready.
Yeah.
It was us.
Yeah.
It was us. Man, I done saw countless of beats off that track. I had people come from ways to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like literally.
They like that sound too up there.
That sound, it was us. Like, man, when we work, me and Big Binky, we tried our best not to sound like a lot of
people.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know.
I feel you. All right. So, what is the okay? You said so. That probably answers the second question. What's the most producible beat you produced today? What's the most producible beat you produced today?
What you mean,
like for example, like what's a beat? What's a beat that you made that's been on an album or placed on an album that's like took off like beside?
I mean, I got music that I produced with Kevin Gates on it.
Okay.
Zero on it.
Okay.
But I can't say they took off because, I mean, the Hot Boy West songs I produced kind of took off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk more about that. Like, you produced that whole...
Yeah, the whole tape.
Okay, how was it producing that and being in the studio with him? Because he, like, super energetic, just raw.
Yeah, I mean, how can I put... I mean, it was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was cool. I mean, we could have got more done.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I did what I had to work with. I made a tape, you know what I'm saying? But, nah, I mean, it was cool. I mean, shit look cut, you know what I'm saying? He got something.
Okay. I feel that. All right, so we already talked about that one. Do you agree with producers signing record labels? I've seen that a lot.
Signing 2 record labels?
Yeah, signing 2 record labels.
I mean, yeah, because the label can get you placements. They can get you in the studio with labels. They can get you in the studio with like with other artists and stuff. So that's cool. Now the label always gonna try to give you the short end of the stick, but it's up to you to get in those positions and build a relationship. You know what I'm saying, with other artists. So yeah, most definitely. I mean, I had a deal or 2 on the table, but it wasn't right. But you know, sometimes they got maybe should have taken it. You know what I'm saying? But I got to, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I got you. I feel you. All right, so what's some advice would you give to an up-and-coming music producer?
Put your 10,000 hours in.
Okay.
Like literally, like it was time. I used to wake up and make beats. I was just so in love with making beats. I'm making beats all day, and believe in yourself and your craft. Don't try to sound like the next producer. Always upgrade your sound, your quality. Always learn. Sure, I've been doing it for a long time. I still learn every day. Every day. So, I mean, and just stay focused on the grind.
Okay. Any other producers with you in the city? Or what's your dream collaboration like to produce with? It can be out the city, in the city.
Dream collaboration with a producer?
Yeah.
Man, back then, like I said in Texas back then, back then it would be like a Minute Fresh.
Ooh.
Right now, I can't even tell you. I don't have no, everybody sounds the same.
Okay.
So there's no producer that I like. Because everybody literally sounds the same. You know, if you hear a Moneybag album, you turn on the Baby album, it's the same sound. It's different producers, but
the
same sound. So I really ain't got no favorite.
What would it take for Texans to understand that they like unique, like for the artists? And
for somebody from Texas to blow up on Texas sound and make that sound become popular. That's all it is, popularity. We can blow what we got. We can take this Atlanta sound and put some soul into it.
And make it,
make it us, you know what I'm saying?
Take the sound and do the same thing.
That's what they do. Yeah. They love Texas music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We the only ones that don't love Texas music. Yeah. You know? Excuse me. But yeah. Texas can be loud, man.
It will.
It's a big state. I mean, at one point in time, you gotta think about it. At one point in time, early 2000, we had everybody, the Zeros, the little Kikis. I mean, we had everybody. But you know what's crazy, man? I got majority of them on one of my beats. Like, man, I was just naming yesterday to somebody. I like Dallas. I'm like, man, I'm in Dallas. Dallas Fort Worth artists I have on my beats. Like, and I start there. I'm like, from the early days to now, I got the Big Tucks, the Tum Tums, the Roll, the
Twisted Blade.
Nah, I ain't never had.
Yeah, Big Chief.
I got Big Chief. I did the whole album, Big Chief.
Big Chief.
Big Chief.
What's the name?
Yella Beezy.
Okay, yeah.
I got Trap Boy 2. I got Bugatti Casino.
Okay.
CJ Casino.
Okay.
I don't know if you ever heard of C Scruggs before.
Yeah, I heard of C Scruggs. Yeah.
I worked with C Scruggs. Mo 3.
Yeah.
Mo 3 been here.
Yeah.
Man, it's a lot of people from Dallas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. You from Houston though? I done had the Zeros, the Kikis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Man, I work with a lot of people.
That's crazy.
A lot.
So you like a legend?
Nah, I mean that's what you want to call me.
I'm gonna call you a legend.
Okay, I mean, being that we from Waco and you know we stuck in this little pot.
We in a little island, yeah.
I mean, there's nobody coming here.
Yeah, it's an island.
So when somebody come here to Waco and actually come here, you know, I guess they'll make my name grow because they always come here. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I just try to do my justice for the city. I mean,
You doing it well.
I feel like I mean,
Yeah, you are.
and I'm still running though. You gotta think.
Yeah.
I'm older.
Yeah.
When I started, everybody I started with is gone, and I'm still like running strong. That's because I wasn't afraid to embrace
The
youth.
younger. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the one, that shit, and for real, that shit, what? You know what I'm saying? But once I just had to sit back and think, like, hold on, this is how you pay your bill.
Yeah.
What you gonna do? You gonna let your ego get in the way?
Oh, your love for music too.
You know what I'm saying? So, and everything, you know, it might get to the point where you think you're here and then them youngsters come, you go there and you gotta catch back up.
But that's how you grow though.
Yeah, you got to. That's like my mama, back in the day, she riding, then she might hear music now. But that's not music, because she grew up on Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I grew up on this type of rap, this type of rap now, but you know, man, could you imagine where rap will be 10 years from now?
I think it's
Can you really imagine that?
Yeah, I think
if they ain't saying much now.
I'm scared. You know, I'm 26, so I'm sitting here like, man, I don't even know it's gonna like when I'm 30. Like, it's 4 years from now. So.
Damn, can you just imagine that music?
All I'm hoping is that they using Texas beats. That's all I ask.
Even musically.
Yeah.
The sound, the instruments has been taken out.
Yeah.
Think about music back then.
Back in the day, they used to be the drums in the
back. Well, you had a whole band.
In the back, yeah.
And then when it went to from the 70s to the 80s, they kind of started getting more, I guess you could say technology. The bands kind of faded away a little bit. Then 90s came, became like MPCs. 2000s came, became to this. It's only, you don't need that. But man, can you just imagine like, now I make beats up with 2 or 3 sounds. And it blows my mind.
Yeah, there's a lot of sampling too. Have you noticed that a lot of people are doing the early 2000 sampling?
Well, you gotta think though, like in the early when the music, I mean, you listen to New York, where that's all they did was sample.
Yeah.
They didn't play. The South and the West Coast made it good to play keys and instruments.
Yeah.
New York, that's all they did.
Sample, yeah.
Sample. That's why we couldn't
get with them because they thought it was weird. Yeah.
We sold, you know what I'm saying?
They funk, yeah.
Music changed, but shit, I'm gonna ride along though. That's why I choose to be a producer versus a rapper. Cause I can get older, but I can still be carrying with the time.
I feel that. And you wanna go ahead and shout out your social media to the camera?
Well, I got IG on Denero Beats, Facebook, Super Producer Denero. I ain't got no Twitter. Yes, I do. My Twitter is Denero Beats. Okay. Just Google
Denero. The Super Producer. Yeah, the OG and the code, man.
You're gonna find me. OG, that's the title.